Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
Well, what a show today, Phil. Tales to tell.
100%. It was, you plan a show, got notes. There's even like a planner. People might not know that, but one of us does a planner
Phil
for the
loves
show.
a planner. She loves a plan.
Well, there should be. I mean, that's just professionalism.
You feel safe, don't you, Phil, when
That's
there's a plan?
professional. It's how you make
Depends
sure.
how you define professional.
Well, I think a plan,
In its
literally.
raw sense of the word, professional means paid to do a task.
True,
as
I
opposed
guess.
to amateur.
True. Yeah, okay.
So,
Like the Olympics.
so if you're getting paid, you're a professional.
Some are more professional than others, though, and I feel like if you see some jobs done, and you're like, that person knew what they were doing, they did it well. There's different levels,
Some things can be overthought too, Phil.
maybe, but I
Peter
think I don't think-
overthought the water.
I'm pretty sure
Because when
that-
he just stepped out by faith, he was good. But, when he overthought it, he overplanned it, he started to sink, Phil.
Well, there's not many people who would say that a plan for a show is a bad idea. But today we didn't stick with the plan.
We
Andy
went
got
off
quite
topic.
excited because if you were listening to Friday's podcast, you would have heard I was with Robbo. And Robbo told us about toilet brushes. And Andy's like, toilet? You mentioned toilet? Right. His whole little face lit up.
Yep.
And
Woke
so
me up.
as a result, it has shifted the focus of today's show. It's quite funny, though. And I've been educated. So there you go.
You have, Phil. You got educated on many levels, including a song that you'd never heard before.
And behind the scenes, Andy's been munching on this jolly crunchy nut cornflakes that he's
Jolly.
stolen from the
And they're
kitchen.
jolly good, Phil. They're jolly
terrible.
good.
And so all I can hear is in the breaks, crunching. I'm looking at this bowl, hoping it just disappears, or it might have an accident. But I think even if it went on the floor, actually, that's a good idea.
I think it keeps multiplying,
If it
Phil.
went
It's
on the
like the
floor,
loaves and
but-
fishes. It just keeps growing. It's never going to stop.
Everything in me
Blame it
wants
on
to just get
Melbourne,
rid
Phil.
of these jolly crunchy nut cornflakes. I need a sign with banned items from the studio.
You probably
that
do.
might be part of those. They
That's
need to
another
get out of
plan
here.
for you to-
I'm going to put that. I'm going to go and get that. I'm going to go and make a sign. Anyway, enjoy the show. We'll be back with more.
Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily podcast. Please subscribe to the show, rate it on your favourite podcast platform, and share the link on your socials. It all helps get the word out.
Good morning. It's your Monday the 18th of August. You're waking up with Phil and Andy. Andy is back from Melbourne. Morning.
Morning, Phil. Good to be back. How are you today?
Oh, very good. You've had a long weekend.
I did.
How you feeling?
I feel a little bit tired, Phil, just quietly.
Oh, you're doing very well, though.
Am
You're
I?
here,
'Cause
you're
I'm here.
sprightly. I just take a body in the room, really.
Percentage chance, Phil. What percentage did you think? Oh, maybe Andy won't show up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, honestly?
Honestly.
Oh, no, actually, you're pretty good.
Or you think maybe a 3% chance? 30?
Oh, no. I would have been like 80-20.
80-20?
80% he's probably here. 20% I'm doing this by myself.
Let me know, Andy.
No, that's pretty good. I'm like, yeah, because Andy, for those at home, now I've travelled with Andy a couple of times now.
Mm-hmm.
You would think for anybody else, they would miss flights, miss appointments, miss everything
Mm-hmm.
the way that Andy does life. But remarkably,
Things work out.
things work out, but only for Andy. And so it is stressful for those around him. But he's like in this, it's fine. Life is good. So that's why it's 80-20 is because 80% of the time I think Andy's way of life actually works.
It's the old Paratio formula, isn't it? The old 80-20.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, we'll talk
It's
about that
pretty
later,
good.
maybe,
Oh,
Phil. But
oh,
it's
we
good to be
could.
back, Phil. Good to see you again. And good to be with you. Everyone listening right now. It's going to be a good day today.
It is. We have Pastor Sam from Coomera Baptist coming in about an hour and a half from now. And he always brings a devotion around the importance of reading the Word of God. And so he'll be fired up, ready for that about an hour and a half from now. But before that, we're going to be jumping into a brand new Bible book together.
What happened, Phil? Oh, you mean a new book? I thought you were going to say
of the
new
Bible.
Bible story sound off.
Oh, well, there is a new Bible story sound off as well.
I heard that mystery got solved as well.
Yeah, can you remember? I'll have to replay
I do
it for-
remember.
Do you remember?
I do
okay,
remember.
well, very good. See, there we go. I'm just making. I'm seeing how warmed
awake
up
I am.
how warmed up Andy is. So our Bible story sound off did go off on Friday. So half an hour from now there'll be a brand new Bible sound as well.
And so you were obviously going to say there's also a new book of the Bible that we're studying together, which is the book of James.
You remember? Very
Spelled
good.
James, I believe, Phil.
It was one of our popular choices last time we put out a poll. So
People's choice.
People's choice. People want James. Well, James is coming your way.
Mm-hmm.
And look, but up next, I want to hear all about this trip to Melbourne, Andy.
Okay.
And it's a bit of a weekend for daughters, a week for daughters.
It is.
For me as well. I've been a bit teary about something happening with my daughter. So we'll, throughout the morning, maybe we can do some group counselling.
Rise and shine on Vision Christian Radio.
Andy, I was filling in with AJ, who was wonderful, AJ Spur.
Oh, good. How was that?
Yeah, wonderful.
Bit of girl power, was it?
Very fun. And then Robbo came in on Friday and scarred me with toilet brushes, actually.
Give me the brief snapshot.
Okay,
what is that?
When Robbo moved house, he kept the previous owner's toilet brushes.
Wow.
3 of them. Wow. And even more, didn't clean them.
Oh, no.
They just kept, he saw them as a blessing. I see them as like a horrific incident that's happened. So all through the weekend, Murray was saying to me, do you reckon now Robbo's gone and thrown those brushes away? Because everything in me, I want to go and find Robbo's house and do an intervention and just throw them out on his bar.
Wow, that's next level, isn't
I know, it is next
Even I
level.
wouldn't do that, Phil.
Would you not?
No.
Okay.
No, I'd
you
chuck
would
'em.
throw them?
Yeah, because
No.
obviously they have a purpose, those things, and they've been used for someone else's purposes.
And they're so cheap to replace.
They are.
I'm like, I just want to take up an offering for toilet brushes for Robbo. Although he can never host anyone now because if you, instead of flowers, you just bring toilet brushes.
Well,
to
I think
his
I
place.
will.
I'm going to do it.
I think I
He'll
will.
end up with like 20 billion of the
That's right.
things.
Which he'll love.
He probably will love it. Maybe other bathroom implements. But you weren't here because you were in Melbourne having quality time with your daughter.
I was, Phil, yes.
How was it?
Oh, it was awesome. I love Melbourne. It's because I've lived in Europe. It's the closest thing to a European city in
Yes,
Australia.
it's beautiful.
The architecture, the old church buildings, and just the trams, and the food is amazing.
Yes. In fact, I think I saw in one of your posts that you might have gone to a cake shop that I found last time I was in Melbourne.
Yes.
Was it the same one?
Yeah, I went there, Phil, and I'm quite proud of myself. I didn't have a cake. I had a coffee.
Really?
Because the cakes were just too good. And, I'm trying to get off the sugar a little bit. So, but I did take a video of, I couldn't believe how many cakes were actually there. There's a problem with me. Once I start, I don't want to stop. So, I actually caught up with one of our staff, Walter, who's Melbourne-based Vision employee, and he took me there and we had a coffee that morning. It
So
was
that's
really nice.
Brunetti's, which I've heard
yeah.
is an institution in Melbourne, but
Oh,
I've
it's-
been so many times and only just got taken there. It was beautiful.
It is. And even the decor inside, it's really nice. So what happened, my daughter 2 years ago, her friend moved from Brisbane to Melbourne. The whole family moved. So last year we went down to visit her friend. She spends a day with a friend and like 2 or 3 days with me.
Yeah.
And we did the same. So it's become an annual tradition, Phil, that my daughter and I go down there. We hang out in Melbourne for 2 or 3 days and then she spends a day with her friend as well. So it was just awesome.
Oh, beautiful. And so
Mm.
a highlight, I noticed that you took her straight. I was teasing you actually, but Andy, so full disclosure. The first photo I saw of the trip was you taking her to a library.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, dad moment. Of all the things in Melbourne, let's go to a library.
Well, no, welcome to the modern world. So my daughter, Emily, her name is, she wanted to go there. Why, Phil? Because she'd seen it on TikTok. Because everyone goes there and does little TikTok videos. And even when we were there was a queue of people upstairs taking selfies and videos for TikTok because it's become a thing on TikTok.
So are you on TikTok then? Did you make it into the video?
No. Emily, she doesn't really make TikTok videos.
Oh, okay.
She just likes watching stuff on TikTok.
Oh,
She
okay.
learns how to cook on there. She learns about world events on there.
Yes.
And she learned about the State Library on TikTok. So she said, can we go there, Dad? And I don't know. She might have done a TikTok video. I don't really watch her TikToks. I think she mainly watches TikTok rather than
I
make
was
stuff.
hoping I'd see you in a dance there. And
No,
doing a
it
cool
wasn't. It
dance.
wasn't a dance place. It was more a place that people stand there and they do the whole.
'Cause it's pretty.
It's a big circular dome building. But that was day one. She wanted to go there. But my highlight, Phil, was the dinners. Like every night we went
yes.
out for Korean. There's a place called Sam Korean Chicken. Amazing, best chicken I've ever had in my whole life.
Wow, big call.
And then the next night we went to Lygon Street because, I'd been there 20 years ago. And it's not all Italian anymore. It used to be all Italian restaurants, Lygon Street. Now there's Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, Turkish. There's even some Asian restaurants there, but there's still some Italian places. And I had the best tortellini I've had in years. And Emily had some part. It was just such a good night out. So just those meals and those quality times, just hanging with your daughter. And because you know what it's all about, Phil? It's all about
Oh, dear.
time with our
Yes.
daughters, isn't it?
Goes so quickly.
It does.
You know I don't like this song, don't you? Not this week.
Well, 'cause
this
it-
song should be definitely banned for the whole week.
Well, because my daughter's 15 now, Phil, turning 16 in April. And, before you know it, they're not kids anymore. They're not even teenagers anymore, Phil.
No, sometimes just overnight they become adults, actually.
They do. So, this trip and the one last year with my little one, I call my little one, she's my youngest, just time well spent, Phil. Memories that will last a lifetime.
Yeah. Beautiful, Andy. You know what? I need to go because
Maybe one day, Phil, when the Lord takes me to heaven, my daughter will be standing there and she'll remember our Melbourne trips.
Oh, she will. Well, that's it. And for some of the kids, I think quality time for almost every child is one of those things that they remember. And they won't remember all of the details, but they'll certainly remember that time when Dad said, hey, let's go on a trip. Let's spend 4 days, just you and me. Very, very special.
Pretty cool, Phil.
It
Pretty
is
cool.
pretty cool. And you're making me tear up because something's happening in my world this week.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. Well, I wasn't going to, but I'll share it next.
Yes.
Brought to you by the generosity of Vision family members across Australia and around the world. The Rise and Shine podcast.
It takes my brain a couple of seconds to remember who's in the studio.
That's
after I've
right.
had a
Yes.
few hosts.
My name's Andy.
Nice to meet you.
And I don't hoard toilet brushes, just so you know.
And you know what? That is such a blessing. It's because if you missed it on Friday, Robbo was telling us he's been, hoarding is probably the right word, spare toilet brushes from previous occupants of the house.
I'm going to give a life hack right now, and every guy's going to relate to this, Phil. You know what you do? You hardly need a toilet brush.
Well, if you're a boy,
It's called the double flush, Phil.
it doesn't always work.
Sometimes the triple flush.
Yeah, you just keep on a flushing.
Percentage-wise, we talk about the 80-20 rule, Pareto's 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, a triple flush removes the need for a toilet
So
brush.
do you not have a toilet brush?
I have one, Phil.
Oh, good.
But I don't like to use it.
Well, I'm sure you
So
don't.
I will firstly initiate the double flush. And if that doesn't work, you got to wait a while. And it
Andy!
takes a bit of patience.
Oh, my goodness.
Come back. A couple of minutes later, triple flush.
no,
It's the
that is-
triple flush threat, I call it, Phil. And 80% of the time,
I
it
still
works.
don't even want the visual of this.
Well,
Everything
that's-
about it
you
is
know, we all
concerning
go
for
there,
me.
Phil. We can't hide from it. It's-
No.
So anyway, there's a life tip for everyone today. Try the triple flush before you even need the toilet brush.
So you're saying Robbo's got these 3 toilet brushes and they're completely non-needed. He should have just flush harder,
I
Robbo.
feel like some people just dive in too soon with the brush, you know, and those brushes get overused.
No, this is gross.
It is gross.
so sorry, everybody. This is not the way the
Look,
morning
we've all
was
got a
planned.
brush, Phil. We've all got a little room in the house, and we all know what it's for. Talk to country people. You know, the first house I lived in, we had an outdoor dunny. It was an outback toilet. A
How
wooden
old are
one.
you?
I was on a farm. Lots of farms had
Do they
outback
still have
dunnies.
them?
Some
if
do.
you've got a dunny, let us know.
And some
outside.
now have like sewerage and plumbing in them, but originally they didn't. They
Like
were
a
just
drop.
Yeah, they were drop. Yeah, but ours, I think ours actually didn't have the sewerage or the plumbing. But outback dunnies, Phil, they're a different beast at
Well, you
night
don't need a
time.
brush for that.
Well, imagine running to an outback dunny at night time. It's dark, it's cold. You don't have the snakes out there. You run out with a light, hoping there's no snakes, and you're desperate to go.
How far away from the house is it?
Oh, it's probably ours was about
What's the sprint? Is it like a
5
50
to
metre
10,
sprint?
no, 5 to 10 feet, not too far.
Yeah, okay.
But still, at night time in the dark, you know,
Sure.
it's a bit of a mission. You want to make sure
It's
you
funny
really
that
do need to
no
go.
one ever thought about just joining it to the house.
Well,
Don't you think that's odd?
Because in the old days, like you said, it was a big hole in the ground, so you don't want it too close because then you're going to smell it.
Oh, I'm with you. It was the smell. Keep it away from the house. Yeah, right. Oh, there you go. Well, you know, it wasn't what we were going to talk about, but obviously it's
But
important.
we just did.
We
So
did.
if you're out there today and you hate using that brush, try the Andy triple flush method. It works 80% of the time.
Well, or just buy a brand new brush, get some good cleaning equipment. Be safe and sanitary, please.
But I'm glad Robbo shared that
I
with
am
you,
going to have to
Phil.
buy him a kit, though. I feel like
Hey,
actually
Robbo.
my brain now is going, I'm going to buy Robbo a full kit.
What's in the kit? What's in the
there's-
kit?
There's like some of those things that you put in the toilet that make them clean.
I like those. Do you
I'm
like
sure
those?
you like those.
Those ones that might turn it all blue.
It does concern me what it's doing to my plumbing, so there's a bit of, pros and cons. I'll buy him a couple of, if he needs more than one toilet brush, I'll buy them a big bag to put the other ones in to throw them away.
What about a bit of scent, a bit of spray?
A spray, a nice little basket.
What's your go-to spray? Glen 20?
No, it's disgusting. Some of those who make you sick. Because growing up, we had a family with my dad, 2 brothers, and myself and my sister. And there's a big family.
Big family.
And
It's a lot of
some
usage in the bowl.
Some of the guys did spray hard when they went. And so
Before or afterwards?
Yeah, I think a whole time. I don't know. You'd walk in, it was like the glory of. But it was just so bad that I have got. It's triggering for me to smell
It's
too much.
traumatised
It is
you,
a bit
yeah.
traumatising, yeah.
Because I'm with you. I don't know if that smell, spraying even
know.
helps. It
Well,
kind of makes it worse. It just puts aluminium amongst it all. So you're inhaling aluminium and a bad
Then
smell.
you're like, I can tell it must have been bad in here, but this is worse. Yeah, so no, I don't. That will pop it all in though for him. I reckon Robbo won't.
How did
mind
we
it.
get onto toilet
Well,
humour, Phil?
I don't know, but you know what? We need to go to the Bible story sound off. I've got a brand new one for you.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
Are you ready for a challenge? Listen to the mystery sound, correctly name the Bible story, and win a great prize. Sounds easy, but is it? Rise and Shine's Bible Story Sound Off.
And it's so good to have you back, Andy. And on Friday, our Bible story sound, which had been lasting for quite a while, went off.
Oh, I can't believe that.
Well, I've got evidence of it to help you, and it's this one, this call from Adam, which blew it all apart.
I thought this sound was going to last forever,
Wow.
Phil. It was a hard one.
Nothing lasts forever, Andy, as
It
I
doesn't,
think you've
does it?
told me.
Even the Roman Empire that didn't last forever, did it?
Have a listen to Adam's great guess.
I reckon it's when Jonah disobeyed God and boarded the ship to Tarsus. Tarshish.
Really?
And
That's a good
the
guess.
storm blew up and they threw him overboard and when he was eaten by the fish.
Yeah.
So that's the sound of the big storm.
Let me put.
So do you reckon that it's the...
Can you hear? What can you hear, Robbo?
Are you hearing the storm in the ship or him being thrown overboard or being eaten by the fish? Which part of it?
Well, the storm.
The storm
yeah.
and the boat sort of rocking and
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because in that story, you think with Jonah, he had a choice. It didn't have to end up in that middle of that storm. Like he chose to be there by disobeying God. It wasn't God's best for him.
Yeah.
The question is, Adam, you've tried so hard so many times and like we appreciate it. Is that the story for this sound? How confident are you feeling, Adam?
Oh, yeah, quietly.
Are you?
Okay.
Quietly confident.
Like 7 out of 10?
Yeah.
7 out of 10. Well, you could be 10 out of 10.
Hey!
That's actually
Look
the answer.
out.
Adam, you got
Well
it.
done.
Woo!
That is proof, Adam, that persistence pays. Good on you, mate.
Woo!
Well, there you go, Phil. There you go.
How good was he?
He did really well.
Adam, well done.
Really well, because there wasn't much given away in that sound, was it?
But look, in your absence, I've taken it upon myself to give the task of flying the machine
Ooh.
to Pete.
Okay.
One of our crew, he's
Okay.
part of our Rise and Shine team. He actually puts together the podcast. So I said to Pete, need a new Bible story sound. Maverick is gone.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you could fly the machine and get it for me? And he's come through with the goods.
Okay.
Do you want to have a listen to the sound Pete's put together?
Oh, well, let's have a listen. I'm guessing it's not very long, though.
No, that's quick. Always the first day. See, what do you reckon?
I reckon it's
Pete's
hard.
done good.
Let's have another listen.
What do you reckon?
Wow.
Oh, now, there's no clues or anything else. But that's the brand new Bible sound.
Can we have one more listen?
I think so. There you go. If you're listening at home, it's a bit confusing to even listen to that sound. It makes your head jumble. But this is your chance. Imagine if you could pick it on day one.
That would be a big win.
You'd beat Pete.
Yeah.
That would be pretty good.
It'd be a great start to the week.
It would be a great start. So if you think you know what the sound is, we'll play it one last time. There you go. Give us a call. 1-800-316-316 to play the Bible story sound off.
The Rise and Shine podcast.
And I can see Adam. Adam's our reigning champ. He guessed the last sound. So, Adam, you there. Don't tell me you think you've got this one too.
Oh, well, it's the first guess.
Okay, Adam, what do you got?
Oh, it sounds like a bit of a party sort of thing happening, so I'm going to go with the wedding feast at Cana.
Oh.
Turn water.
Yeah, the very first miracle that Jesus did.
Yep, Jesus turned water into water.
Yep, I heard a sermon about that
Can I-
just
Like a
yesterday.
bit of
Adam, I just want to say, I mean, as reigning champ, you must be feeling a very high level of confidence right now. Yeah?
That's a no?
Yeah.
Are you feeling confident?
Yeah. Did Fel show you that photo of the songwriters?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just couldn't believe you solved it. I thought that one would take quite a while because there wasn't much given in that sound.
No.
And this is very quick, this one. There's only a tiny bit. I wonder, Andy, is it the wedding at Cana?
It's actually not. But it was a very good guess, Adam.
Well done, Adam.
Very good guess.
Okay.
Bye. Carol, what do you think it might be?
Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning, Madam Carol. How are you today?
Mummy Carol, darling. Anyhow,
Mummy Carol.
I'm doing quite well. Could it be when they were crying out, crucify him.
Oh,
Ooh, the crowd.
Yeah,
that angry crowd.
Mm.
That is a big
Yeah.
moment, isn't it, in the story?
Mm.
Very good picture.
However,
Mm.
I've got two thoughts in my
Well,
mind.
no, one at
Mummy,
a time.
Mummy Carol, you're not
We
allowed
love
to have
you,
two.
but no.
Yeah, you're not having two bites of this cherry.
I know.
Not on day
I know.
one.
If I get it wrong, I'll have to ring back another day.
That's right. Save it up. Save it up, Mummy Carol, because it's a very good guess.
It is a good guess.
It's a very good
Is
guess.
it right?
Ding, Bubba.
Mummy Carol.
Pete will be happy because the sound gets delivered another day. So actually, you're being very nice, Carol.
You're so sweet.
You have a wonderful day, hun.
And you do too, darling.
Bye.
Ta-ta.
Thanks, Carol.
Oh, there we go. Well, the sound does get to live today too.
But two very good guesses there,
Very
Phil.
good guesses. And if you think you know at home, if you're screaming at your speaker, I know, well, give us a buzz tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll be playing Bible Story Sound Off. Not long from now, we're coming up to the news. In the next hour, we'll have Pastor Sam from Coomera Baptist with us. He's going to be talking about knowing the love of God for us.
Good message.
We're caffeinated and ready to face the day. This is Rise and Shine on Vision.
The top of the hour for you, wherever you're waking up this morning. You're on Rise and Shine. Phil and Andy taking you through your morning for your Monday. Love a Monday. It's full of possibilities.
It
Don't
is.
you think?
It's going to be a big week this week, Phil.
Is it?
That's what I feel.
There are some big things happening in my world actually this week.
We need to hear about that,
Okay,
Phil.
well, you'll have to wait because right now I need to say hello to Ashford. Ashford in New South Wales, close to the Queensland border,
Yes.
the border, a beautiful little township nestled in the northern tablelands, technically in New South Wales. So it's about 740 k's north of Sydney, 500 k's southwest of Brisbane, just to give you an idea of where it is.
It is a beautiful little town, Phil. I've stopped in Ashford
have?
many times,
Good
actually.
meat pie spot? Is that like you'd stop and eat at Ashford on your way or you drive right on through?
More of a coffee. I've had lunch there a couple of times. Look, I've got a friend, Chris and Morel, if you're listening right now.
Hey.
They've got a property near Inverell there, so we always go that back way to their property through Ashford.
Oh,
And yeah,
great.
it's just good country. There's a lot of good fishing around there. There's some
Yes.
nice creeks. I think they used to do gemstone mining in
like
the old
that.
days because they've got those sort of creeks with gullies and ravines where you can actually find gemstones.
Cool.
So it's a really nice part of the world.
I wouldn't mind doing that. That's very
What's the
fun.
weather there today, though,
Well, it's
Phil?
a bit nippy.
How
it's-
nippy is
you
it?
need your Tassie tucks on today.
Yeah.
-1 by
Yeah,
my count.
that is
Feels
nippy.
like -4.9.
I
Let's
reckon
say
it would.
5.
I'm going to call it -5. That is fresh, isn't it?
Look, you know you're alive when you walk out in -1. I wonder if that means, well, I guess it depends how high it is, whether there's snow that accompanies that, isn't it? It doesn't say on here, it just says mostly sunny, a bit of frost. It's going to get to 14, so maybe
Yeah, it
not
won't
that
be
cold all
snowing.
day.
It'll just be frost. I've got a photo of myself actually walking on my friend's farm I just mentioned near Inverell there one morning, and there's just frost everywhere. My boot is covered in frost, but
Yeah.
it was a sunny day.
Yeah,
It was a
right.
beautiful day. I love the early morning walks, as you know, Phil.
Oh, you
Had a
do.
really good one in Melbourne too.
It's a
yesterday
nice,
morning.
and that's fresh.
It's the best time of the day, isn't it?
It's
Just
the
before the
best.
sun comes
Yes.
up, and you're there as the sun
And you're
rises.
talking to God at the start of the day. If you're doing that this morning, get out, enjoy the day.
Yep.
We can come along with you in the app.
And Vision's broadcasting into Ashford, Phil.
It surely is. If
How
you're in
good's
Ashford,
that?
87.6 FM. If you know someone in the region, let them know. That's how they can get on board or
Yeah.
through the app.
That's awesome. Well, I got a Bible verse, Phil, and it's in Psalm chapter 3, and it says this in verse 3, "But you, O Lord, are a shield for me, my glory, and the one who lifts up my head."
Wow.
It's an old song, isn't it?
It is an old song.
You, Lord, are a shield to me.
Oh,
Remember that
very
one?
nice.
Glory and lifter of my head.
Actually, I don't even know that one. And
It's
I
an
thought
old
I
in-
know every old song there was.
I think it's an old Integrity Music song.
Is
That's the
it?
vibe
No,
it's
I
giving me.
know
Or
that.
maybe it wasn't. Maybe. Anyway, I heard that when I was a new Christian.
Wow, there you go.
Hmm.
Very, very good. Look, coming up next, something else that's good to do together is dig into the Bible. We try to encourage you to do that every day to feed your spirits as well as you're feeding your body at breakfast time. So together we're going to jump into a brand new book of the Bible. It'll be the book of James. So if you've got a second to find a physical Bible or open the app, the Vision Christian Media app or another one, we'll be heading to James 1 coming up next after Hope Dast, Mighty Name of Jesus. You're on Rise and Shine.
It's the daily podcast of your favourite Aussie breakfast show, Rise and Shine.
And this is the time of the day where we just take 5 minutes to read the Bible together as a family because it's so important.
And sometimes even 6 or 7 minutes, Phil.
Well, exactness is not probably our biggest trait. I'm more of a let's just have a go. But it's really about a habit forming because it can feel difficult to read the Bible, I think, as a new Christian or someone, even if you've been a Christian for many years. I remember being a teenager and knowing that I should read the Bible, but just being like, it's hard going.
Not knowing where to start.
Yeah, that's right. Or I would jump in. I remember I quite liked the Old Testament books because they were stories, things like Esther, because I could read them and they made sense. But when you got to the New Testament, sometimes it just felt like hard work because you need some context and sometimes a little bit more knowledge around it.
Yeah.
So I really love that when we've put it out to the Vision family, which book should we study together? They've chosen James.
They did choose James, Phil.
It's in the New Testament.
It is in the New Testament. It's an interesting book because it's very practical.
It is.
So if you are new to the Bible, you will like James because it's just lots of practical tips on how to live life. In fact, it's so practical, Phil. I don't know if you know this. Martin Luther didn't like the book of James because his whole revelation was we're saved by faith and faith in God only and the Word of God. And that was his revelation, that we're saved by God's grace, not by what we did.
Yeah.
And then you got the book of James basically saying, unless you do this, this, and this, and faith without works is dead. And to young Martin's mind in, 1510, he couldn't quite grasp it. And he almost said, Phil, it wasn't actually of God, the book of James. He did not like it and that's what the Bible says. We know in part, we prophesy in part. We all have a revelation, but it's not a complete revelation. So what I'm trying to say, it's a very practical book. And it is the Word of God, and we need it. Because if you think about it, hey, Phil, the whole New Testament is very spiritual, isn't it?
Definitely.
It starts with this supernatural story of Jesus being born to a virgin, living a supernatural life. Then the book of Acts happens, and there's miracles popping out everywhere. And you could almost get super spiritual reading the New Testament, but then James grounds us and says, no, guys, let's be practical. Let's do what we can do as well as what God is doing.
Oh, so good. And James, so we've looked at some of the books that are written by the Apostle Paul. This is obviously written by James. It's self-titled there, just in case you're wondering. But James is, my Bible says, a half-brother of Jesus. He's a leader in the Jerusalem church. So he's trying to, this is very much as a leader of the church and in the timeline, if you're not familiar with it, we've had Jesus, he's died, he's gone to heaven, and now he's sent everybody out. And as a result of persecution, they are going out into all of the known world to tell people about Jesus, that he died, he rose again for them. And James is there. He's one of the leaders in that movement.
Yeah.
And he's writing this letter, really, and you're right, it's quite different to some of the letters that we see from the Apostle Paul. But this first chapter here, he says, this letter is from James. So in case you're wondering, he makes it nice and clear to you, a slave of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ. It's nice that he positions himself first, isn't it? That is. Position of servitude. Hey, you know what? I'm not here on my own, or I'm not self-seeking. I'm not doing this to make myself look big, but actually I'm just here. I'm doing what God and Jesus have asked me to do.
Yeah, and then you move on to the verse, Phil, that none of us even want to talk about or think about. Verse 2, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials. Now, again, you read the book of Acts, Paul's in prison, he starts singing and the prison doors bust open, the chains fall off, and we can focus on these stories and pretend that we can live a problem-free life. And people use this term sometimes, the hyper-faith movement, where people talk about God's goodness and God doing miracles. And look, we believe in miracles. But James, who's one of the apostles, basically says, hey guys, guess what? In life, you will face trials. So he's grounding the Christians to not live in this fairyland where everything supernaturally just gets worked out instantly. Because as much as we like that to be the story, Phil, it's not. Because even Paul, he did get busted out of the prison in Philippi, but then he writes other epistles from jail. He's like, I'm stuck in jail. I don't want to be here. Please pray for me because I want to get out. So even his story wasn't marked by constant miracles. Sometimes there was practical things in Paul's life. He just had to work out and work through, stay in the jail, write letters to the churches, do what he could do practically, which is, again, we don't want to hear these stories, Phil, but this is actually real life, and this is the way James is setting up the Christians in the book of James. It's
good, isn't it, though, because when you look at the life of Paul, and I think about my own life, things happen in a Christian world just the same as they come to others. So this year, I've said openly, I've had breast cancer earlier in the year, and that is a trial. It's a test. It's not from God, as in God doesn't create the cancer.
No.
You know, the devil creates that. But from the very get-go, there was a difference in the Christian response to that test and trial because of our hope that's in Jesus. So I remember sitting there when they gave us the diagnosis. The nurse is in tears. She's looking at me waiting to cry. And Murray and I sitting there going, we will be stronger at the other end than we are at the top. We know that you've got wisdom. This is going to go really well. You'll smooth out the path as a response. And so the Christian response to the test and trial is actually not a woe is me, but a how great is God. And you can see a difference then. And I think that's what's visible to other people. And you can see that in the life of Paul, is he's not sitting in prison crying.
No.
He's sitting in the prison actually at times saying, I'm joyful. It's bringing me joy. I'm looking beyond this because I can see God out working in my situation.
Yeah, he did his best. And that's what James is
It's
saying.
pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, count it all joy
You can only
when
do
you
that with
fall
God.
into various trials. Yeah, of course, as Christians, we experience trials differently. But my point is, James is basically saying to Christians, hey, Christians, guess what? You are going to have trials in this life. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's part of the journey of life.
And it's so good. Look, I don't think we're going to get through all of James 1 today.
Oh, come
but
on,
the
Phil. Why not, Phil?
We'll
Why
just do the
not?
whole show. But James 1, the next little piece, which I think is really good, is I would use this every day. Honestly, this is something that we would pray over the children as they go to school. It's this verse here. If you need wisdom, ask, what kind of God do we have? Our generous God, and he will give it to you, and he won't rebuke you for asking. And that first piece is really important because it's telling you, giving you permission for something you can ask and believe God for.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
That you can go into a situation and say, God, just give me wisdom, give me the words to speak, knowing what I should do in this situation, because actually your same spirit that rose Jesus from the dead is inside of me, and it's going to strengthen my mind. It's going to help me be sharp.
Yeah, you know what, Phil? I think we need to do 2 days on each chapter. What do you think?
Well, at least, because
Let's
we're
do-
only up to verse 5.
Let's do chapter 1 again tomorrow because I'd
Okay.
like to talk about that. Yeah, asking God for wisdom and
Yes.
and again, that's such a practical thing we can all do, and wisdom
Yeah.
in itself is practical. Just
It
knowing
is.
what to do at certain times in our life. If we all had more wisdom, myself included, we'd all do better in life, I think. So let's visit chapter 1 tomorrow. What do you think, Phil?
Done. Well, we've given you a taste test
Yes,
today.
little teaser.
It's a teaser. Hopefully it's encouraged you to jump on in and have a read. Read chapter 1 today, and then tomorrow we'll jump in and read some more, because it also, just straight after that, it starts to talk about people who don't receive from God. If you haven't received from God, James has a bit of a clue for what might be causing that. So, well, there you go, and even more of a teaser.
That's a good thought to ponder.
It surely is. If you ever wondered, which I think you probably have, if you're like me, this kind of gives it away.
We'll have to wait till tomorrow
You'll
to find
have
out.
to wait for tomorrow at the same time. Hey, coming up next, and Andy's heard some stories about toilets from Robbo on Friday, and you can't get away from it, can you, Andy?
It's got me thinking, Phil.
It's got you thinking.
It's got me thinking.
All things Outback Dunnies and tales from the toilet.
We want to hear your tall toilet tales.
I don't
TTT.
know. I'm not sure if I'm consenting to this, but there we go. We're going there next.
You found the podcast of Vision's breakfast show, Rise and Shine. Rise and Shine.
You weren't with me on Friday, so I had Robbo here co-hosting with me, which is always lovely.
You did, Phil, and I asked you this morning, just give me the summary. How was Friday? And
Fabulous.
you told me that Robbo really overshared some information about his new dwelling.
He's moved recently, and all weekend, I have to say, it's been a topic in our household because it was so concerning what he shared.
Shall we listen to what he shared
I'll
again?
bring it.
I think we need to
The first
revisit.
thing I had to do was get this out for Andy.
Okay, let's have a little listen to Robbo's confession.
His toilet and an ensuite and a main toilet upstairs. So each of them, the seller very nicely left the toilet brushes in the
Gross.
toilet.
Gross.
So I actually thought that was a blessing because I thought, you beauty, I don't have to buy any of these things.
Well, then,
But my daughter-in-law, she was like, we need to get a new toilet brush. So she went and bought a new one.
of course.
And so I thought, okay, well, that's great. Well, you've got your new one, so I'll take the old one and
No.
I'll put it into the laundry cupboard
Ew.
just in case. You never know when you're going to need a toilet brush. So and she's looking at me going, you're not going to throw that away? I'm like going, no, I might need that one day.
So wait a second here. How many toilet brushes do you have for your one toilet now?
So now I have the one there and 2 spare in the
Gross.
downstairs cupboard.
And none of them are new.
No,
They're all
no.
wow.
But they're new for me.
But do you? That is actually really gross.
So obviously, if you missed the beginning there, Robbo's bought a new place. There's 3 toilets in the new place. The previous owner left a toilet brush in each toilet. Rather than throw them away, Robbo has
Gross.
kept them. He's hoarded them
It's disgusting.
to use at a later date, which is really fascinating, isn't it, Phil?
So all I wanted to do was grab a big bag, go to Robbo's house, find it. I don't even know where it is, but I wanted to throw them. Like immediately, that's everything in me is like, that needs to go. I'll buy him as many as he needs to fill that whole, but it's disgusting.
The mum and you wants to take over, but it's got me thinking, Phil, has anyone else got a toilet tale to tell today? Because, you got the old Outback toilets in Australia, and, the first record or the piece of music I ever received as a kid was a single, and the song was There Was a Redback on the Toilet Seat when I was there one night. I didn't see it in the dark, but boy, I felt its bite. And it's a famous Australian song about someone going to the Outback Dunny and there's a redback spider on the seat and it bites him on the backside. And that was a very well-known song in Australia when I was a kid. So, that was always a mission, I think, on the old Outback Dunnies, Phil, is like, what's going to be out there?
If you get bitten by a redback like that, how long do you have? Do you have to get an anti-venom or what's the story
Well, today
with that?
there's anti-venoms. In the old days, I don't think they did have an anti-venom. And I think in the old days, every now and then a couple of people might die from redback bites.
Really?
But now there is an anti-venom, so I haven't heard of a death in Australia for quite some time. But it's like bees. I mean, some people are allergic to bees as well, and they die from that.
Sure.
But, I mean, put it this way, I've never been bitten by a redback, and I don't want to be because I've heard it really hurts.
It would, but more importantly, though, you're talking about these Outback toilets.
Yes.
It would be terrifying. Like, I think I've seen a spider in the toilet once. And that was horrific. Like a huntsman in the toilet makes you then, for years, take a second look before
because you're vulnerable,
sit down.
especially if you're seated.
If you're a woman.
That's right. You're sitting there.
So everything about that is just terrible. I'm so sorry if you're having your breakfast, but oh my goodness.
Can I tell you my huntsman story?
No,
I once went
please,
into a huntsman spider in the toilet. I walked in there, Phil, and the web, it was so thick, it felt like a piece of rope. It got me on the back of the neck, and I thought, that's got to be a big spider. I looked up, Phil, and it's a cliche. This thing was the size of a dinner plate. I've never seen such a big huntsman.
Oh, my goodness.
And his web was like a piece of rope. It was so thick, and it got me on the back of the neck. And I'm going to be honest with you, Phil, I actually screamed. I went, ah! And I ran out because that was a massive huntsman just looking at me in the toilet.
Well, that is the terrifying thing is when you're like, you have to make a choice here. Is it safe for me to sit down? Do they jump? Do they, and there's all sorts of things play for you. It must have been there for a while to make a web that hard, though.
It was a massive spider. I did deal with it.
Did you?
It didn't survive the night, but yeah.
That is the worst. Well,
anyway, that's a toilet tale. Have you got a toilet tale to tell today? We want to hear your toilet stories.
Always encouraging and always fun. Rise and shine on Vision.
But we're pretty excited, Andy, because it's not just you and I now in the studio.
Well, speaking of can't lose, we have got Pastor Sam in the house today, one of our favourite contributors here on Rise and Shine. Pastor Sam pastors the Coomera Baptist Church. Pastor Sam, welcome to Rise and Shine.
What a wonderful welcome, Andy. Thank
I
you.
did my best.
Yeah, can't lose.
Can't lose, yeah.
And you got that good, and you didn't even bring food in for Andy. Like sometimes he takes bribes, but you didn't even have to bribe him for that. He must actually think so.
Yeah, mate.
Well,
Very
Andy's
impressive.
packing his own food today. I've got some leftover crunchy nut cornflakes in a box, which I intend to.
In fact, on a side note, we were in a staff meeting the other day and I hear this crunching noise from the back row. Turn around, there's Andy with his little bowl of crunchy nut cornflakes, no milk, just nibbling away.
I'm like a lobster.
I was like, really? Is this the time and place for this?
Well, because someone left it in the staff lunchroom for some
your
reason,
crunchy nuts.
and I'm like a lobster of the ocean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
a
just
lobster.
stealing someone else's crunchy nuts.
No, it's not
They
a
might
steal.
need
Like
it.
when people leave it in the lunchroom, it means you have it. I don't want it
think,
anymore.
No.
That's what it means.
Well, what
Yeah,
if it
people
didn't?
leave stuff on there all the time. They leave clothing
Are
items.
you sure? Are you just stealing
Yeah.
stuff? Are you
Hell,
like a bowerbird?
I've worked here
and
for 2
You're
years.
just taking things out of the
If you
kitchen?
leave something on the table, sometimes there's a note, sometimes there isn't. It's basically, take me, I don't want you anymore.
Wow.
And I'm like the lobster of the ocean. I just clean up the mess. So if you're going to leave a half-eaten box of crunchy nut cornflakes, I'm going to eat them, Phil. It's my duty.
Wow. Okay, well, I need to actually dig deeper into this, but Pastor Sam, we've got you here for a devotion, because that's very concerning.
I think you need some pastoral help, though.
Well, I've come to the right place.
I'm glad you're here for
Here to
it,
receive,
Pastor Sam.
Pastor Sam. Here to
Hearing
receive.
me. Pastor Sam, you've come in. I've actually, because one of my bosses once stole my lunch because he thought everything in the, not here.
That's not right.
It was very similar to what you're saying.
It's an abuse of power.
It was left in the fridge, and I said to my staff, my co-worker, this was early in my career, said to my co-worker, hey, where's my lunch stuff? I'd bought, a big thing of lunch, to make my sandwiches every day. Gone. And they were like, no, the boss is taking it. He thinks it's open slather.
No, Phil, the fridge is like the holy of holies. It's sacred. You don't touch anything in the fridge. That's where people put their lunch. No, but the
Okay.
table upstairs, Phil, it's an open slather.
Is
It's
it?
like, take me. I've
Okay.
left stuff there. I've left kids' clothes up there.
Have you?
Really nice jackets that my
Just
girls have
randomly stuff
outgrown.
goes.
And I'm like, I don't want to just throw this away.
didn't know
I'm
that
like-
was a thing.
And someone just takes it. And that's the
Sorry.
rule around here.
Wow.
It's the ghetto,
Hopefully
Phil.
it's the rule.
It's called the Vision Ghetto. This is how things happen
Well,
around here.
hopefully it's the rule. We're going to find out. I'm going to go and do some investigating. But Sam, you've
Yes.
come in with the love of God, which I think we need.
He's come in for the love of God.
I bring the love of God.
I
have
bring
come
love
bearing
with
gifts.
Yeah, just don't touch my crunchy nut cornflakes.
I'll leave it on the table upstairs. Just grab it
I'm
when you
going to
want
leave
it.
a barrel of love up there. Oh, dear.
That is a massive setup. I wonder, Pastor Sam, we've really built the suspense here. Do you think, Phil, maybe we should have a break and we'll
Okay.
come back
Can
to
we
the
do
message?
that?
But that was a really good little interesting chat about
Well,
fridges at work, the table at work,
Yeah,
the table of plenty
requirement
upstairs.
is what that is. I wonder, Sam, we might take some moments to have a pastoral moment here with yourself and Andy,
Yeah.
like an intervention, and on the other side.
Yeah, it seems more urgent. Yeah.
We've lost complete focus on what we're doing here. Okay, Pastor Sam will bring God's love to us next on Rise and Shine.
Love the Rise and Shine podcast? Tell a friend today.
Let's get into the Word of God now, Sam.
You bring the love.
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
There is, I don't know, you probably know this, there's a lot of useless information in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed.
various-
Where do you find it? I haven't noticed it.
I think
Or
it's
am I
on
reading
the-
it and
the
don't
World
realise
Wide
it?
Web, actually.
Yeah.
I think
Are you telling me
yeah.
it's all useless?
I'm not saying it's all useless.
I thought it was all factual.
Here's me
is-
thinking I'm learning.
Some useless information.
No, there's a lot. Actually.
There's a lot,
There
actually.
is, yeah.
But here we have Paul praying that a church in Ephesus at the time, that I think for all of us, would know something that is certainly not useless information. So this is Paul in Ephesians chapter 3, verse 17. He's praying for them that they may be being rooted and grounded in love, may have strength to comprehend with all the saints what is the breadth and length and height and depth, and to know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge. So Paul is praying
Awesome.
that they would have strength to comprehend with all the saints. So this, I love that little phrase. I'm glad that he included that. All the saints. This is for everybody. Some of us might feel like this is not the kind of knowledge that's for me.
No, just for Pastor Sam.
It might be for the spiritual elite, right? Or I've sinned my way out of knowing this kind of thing. But Paul says, no, this is for all the saints. All believers have this kind of knowledge that is available to them. And so he's praying that they would have strength to know it. You need strength to know the thing that I'm praying that you would know. You would need strength for you to get your head around and grasp and overcome ignorance to get some sense of something that he says actually surpasses knowledge. So you can know it, but you're never going to fully know it.
Yeah.
And to know it at all, you're going to need strength for that. So what is it? The love of Christ for you. Isn't that
Wow.
an amazing thought?
It's awesome.
The love of Christ is not some airy-fairy kind of thing, isn't it? And so he goes on to express the expansiveness of Christ's love for the saints, for his people.
Yeah.
And he uses 4 directions. He's got what is the breadth, what is the length, what is the height, what is the depth. And so I like to think of it this way. You don't want to read too much into it, but breadth, who has a wider, could you imagine, a wider love than the love of Christ? I think of Revelation, where it talks about a great multitude that you cannot number, and it's from every nation, from all tribes and peoples and languages, standing before the throne, before the Lamb. This is a wide, all-encompassing, anyone included love.
Yeah.
What about the depth? Sorry, the length first.
Yeah.
Who has a love that stretches longer than the love of God?
Yeah.
From eternity past into all of eternity future, never wavering. What about then where am I up to? The depth. How deep is the love of God? Well, I think of it like from heaven all the way to earth. He stretched down in love. He sends his son.
Yeah.
And his son all the way to a cross, all the way to a grave, all the way to the very worst of sinners, everyone. He reaches down into the muck of the earth to save people. So it is a deep, deep, deep love. Then you have the height of love, which I think, having reached down and grabbed us, exalts us to heaven in the end, isn't it? He's changing us and making us more holy, and he's so patient with us as he kindly changes our hearts and our desires to become more and more like him. And so you have the height of love. And so Paul just says, for people like us,
Yeah.
you're just going to need strength to be able to comprehend
Yeah.
this kind of love that is there for you. And it is there. So he has it. It's just we don't know it often. So we can know it
in our heads.
But there is a growing and an ability to increase in that Paul's saying, I just want that for you. That would not be useless information.
Well, let me ask you, you're a pastor.
Yeah.
How many Christians, honestly, do you think really know the love of God, even more than, say, 50%? Will they really know it, honestly?
I think sometimes we misunderstand God's love, so we sentimentalize it. And it's a bit more like a kind of a lovey-dovey type, romantic comedy type.
Like a concept almost.
Yeah, and a concept. Yeah. But to actually live in the safety and the security and the knowledge that I am loved, and it's by a God who is sovereign over all things and ordains all things in my life, is working all things together for my good. I don't know, man. I think I have days where I know it and days where I don't know it. And so
good.
Hence why Paul would pray it for us.
And that we can pray as well. I think that's the reminder that we can be in prayer for that. It's great. If Paul prayed it, then you can pray that as well. What a great reminder and encouragement for us today. Pastor Sam, thank you.
Pleasure.
Just the right mix of things to inspire and things to make you smile. Rise and shine on Vision.
A couple of side things happening here in the studio. We've got toilet tales on one side, some wonderful texts coming through from people with things about the toilet. Debbie has sent through a wonderful one that I'll read up next, but it has to do with a huntsman and a toilet door and also going over snakes. Like going to the toilet in old Australia sounded like it was quite traumatic.
Oh, I'm telling you, Phil, philosophically, it made us tougher people, more robust. We were a more robust race of people when we were more country-based, more agricultural-based. We were. Aussies were tough in the old days. Now we live in big cities. Like, we're a different generation, a different breed.
Well, on the other hand, I've got Andy and he's still nibbling away at this crunchy nut cornflakes.
And they're so good.
It can't get out of here soon enough. Can I just say, I'm banishing it from the studio because the sound of crunching, crunch, is just overwhelming my senses here. But we did talk then as well about whether or not if you leave food out at the office, it's fair game. Anthony's text is to say, in regards to food left on the table at work, my workplace rule is no name is fair game.
Oh, so wow.
Watch out for Anthony. If you haven't got that Tupperware named, he's taking your lunch this morning.
He's claiming it.
But I am going to do the weather from Begonia this morning. Begonia is in Queensland, the rural locality of the Manoora region. Guess how many people in the 2021 census lived in Begonia, Andy?
541.
Okay. You'd be way off. I want you to go much smaller than that.
230.
I'd go smaller.
84.
Even smaller.
What? 60.
There are 48 people.
How many dogs?
Probably 48 dogs.
I reckon
Probably every
more
person has a
dogs.
couple of dogs.
I reckon there's more dogs than
48
people.
But isn't it beautiful that Vision is on the air bringing life to those people in Begonia? And I wanted to do the weather for you this morning. If you're there and you're listening along, it's right now it's about 6 degrees. It'll head to 17 degrees during the day. It's supposed to be a sunny one in Begonia, and we're so thankful you're part of the Vision family.
Yeah, isn't it good that Vision goes into areas like that, which are fairly remote and isolated, but you know what? The Vision signal is there, crystal clear.
On 88 FM, you're not isolated because you're part of our family.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Well, Psalm chapter 3, Phil, verse 4, I cried to the Lord with my voice, and he heard me from his holy hill.
Oh, don't you love it? There's another verse that says, and he delivered me from all my fears. You can see that in David's, often when he's talking in his Psalms.
Yeah.
And he was in some pretty tough situations.
Look, his life was one big trial. We talked about trials earlier with James. I mean, everything went wrong in one sense, but in another sense, everything went right. God just constantly delivered him, set him up. Next thing you know, he's king. He's the greatest king that the nation of Israel has ever seen, so much so that Jesus allowed himself to be called the Son of David. Yeah. So, yeah, great. But, yeah, that's a great little verse there. I cried to the Lord and he heard me from his holy hill. It's an encouragement today that we can all just pray and ask God for help.
And God is right there, ready to hear from you. Oh, look, we are going to go to Matthew West, unashamed now. But on the other side, Andy, you've asked for some tall toilet tales. I've got Dean standing by.
Oh.
He's got one.
Okay.
It's, I don't know if I want it. Like, I'm starting to feel a bit traumatized by
I feel like this is good for you,
toilet
Phil.
talk. I don't
feel
know.
like it's widening and deepening your reference
this
points.
is not how the show was planned. You know, you put a plan out there.
You had it in your mind when you drove in this morning what it was going to look like?
What we were going to talk about. This is not the talk topic.
You shouldn't have told me about the 3 toilet brushes in Robbo's new place.
That's
got me thinking.
Robbo, on Friday, if you missed it, he told us about these 3 he's inherited toilet brushes, which is everything about that's disgusting. From the prior people living in the house. He's chosen to keep them. And he's fixated.
Got me on a path.
On the toilets.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
Everything's on the table, literally.
Well, speaking of songs, Phil, because earlier in the show, if you're just joining us, we got to talking about toilets because Robbo, who works here, told us a story on Friday that he moved into a new place and the previous owners gifted him
They're old.
with their old toilet brush. What generous people, Phil. I mean, it just shows the world's not all bad today,
No.
Phil. It's not all dark. There's still goodness out there.
They've obviously thought about it and they're like, you probably need toilet paper and a brush. We'll leave that for you.
We're going to bless you.
But any
We're gonna
sane
bless you.
person is throwing that in the bin as soon as they move.
But anyway, it got me thinking, Phil, and I was sharing with you off air that when I was a kid, the first piece of music I was ever given was a little record. In the old days, they had these records, and it was a single, an LP single, and it was about a guy who went to an Outback toilet and got bitten, you know where, by a red-backed spider. Phil, can we have a listen to that song?
Yes.
This is an education for you,
Okay,
Phil.
very
Here
good,
we go.
thank you.
There was a redback on the toilet seat when I was there last night. I didn't see him in the dark, but boy, I felt his bite. I jumped high up into the air, and when I hit the ground, that crafty redback spider wasn't nowhere to be found. I rushed into the missus, told her just where I'd been bit. She grabbed a cutthroat razor blade and I nearly took a fit. I said, just forget what's on your mind and call a doctor, please, 'cause I've got a feeling that your cure is worse than the disease. There was a redback on the toilet seat when I was there last night. I didn't see him in the dark, but boy, I felt his bite. And now I'm here in hospital, a sad and sorry plight. And I cursed the redback spider on the toilet seat last night.
So there you go,
that is
Phil.
a terrible tale.
I used to listen to that song over and over, and
Really?
it also captures the Aussie larrikin humour as well. It's a funny song. But we had an Outback Dunny on the farm when I was a little kid, so that's why that song meant a lot to me as well.
Well, Adam has texted to suggest that song as well. So obviously it's on the top of mind. Debbie has texted as well. She grew up on a farm in Hollington in South Australia, and they had an outside toilet. They'd always end up with a big huntsman there. And she just talks about these huge big eyes watching. And then when they moved to Kogan, there would also be red belly black snakes as well because they were near the creek.
Yeah.
The cats would let them know that they were there and there were frogs in the toilet. What is going on, Debbie? Like, this is just...
But again, it
sounds
made
horrific.
robust people, Phil. Isn't it funny?
Oh.
We've cotton-wooled our society today, and especially our
I'm
kids.
happy for that.
They're also sheltered, but I don't know if they're
What,
as
so
robust as they were in the old
Are
days.
you suggesting then that we get some animals and just chuck them in the toilets now to toughen up our children?
No, I'm just suggesting that modern life is so easy. I just don't think it makes us robust enough to
I
really
think we're
handle the
blessed.
challenges of life.
Well, now
Phil.
we have other emotional challenges. I mean, that there is something. I have actually been in a bathroom with a huntsman, and you've had to sit there and watch it and just eye it off. Don't you move. I'm going to kill you, but I have to do this first. But we have put the call out there, 1-800-316-316. Have you got a, for want of a better word, tall toilet tale, I think is
Well,
how
I
you
think
say it.
Dean's on the line, Phil, and I think he might just have a tale for us.
Now, Dean, Andy's got a bit of a fixation now about toilets, toilet brushes and outdoor dunnies.
Well, we want a tale of a toilet. I mean, it's not like Gilligan's Island, but, it's still tale. Dean, have you got a tale for us about an Outback Dunny?
Yeah, actually I do. I have a friend that was recording a message for his phone,
Yeah.
but while he was doing it, he was pouring a litre of water into the toilet bowl and dropped in 2 20-cent pieces. So you imagine what it sounded like.
So sorry, I'm just trying to get all these pieces together. He's recording something, and he's got.
He's recording his message for his phone.
I see.
Yeah.
His phone, his answering message. Like, I can't
He's
take the
answering
call
it,
right now,
yeah.
and he's doing it in the toilet with
Yeah,
while he's
a
pouring
litre of
water in.
down the down the bowl and dropped
No.
into 20 cent pieces. So you can imagine what it sounded like.
Oh,
So he was doing that on purpose to make that his greeting.
message. How did it? And it came together.
Well, that's a good toilet
there's a whole
tale.
other talk topic really about the world's most unusual answering messages.
Well, that's up there.
That's got to be up there with
I've
one of the
never
most.
heard
I've
one
never
that
heard
good.
that.
Have you heard one that
No,
good, Phil?
I've heard like Superman being one, and but not one as if you're on the toilet. So there you go. Would you leave a message after hearing that, or would you just leave that well alone?
I think a lot of people just hung up. Embarrassed.
Has he still got it? If we rang him now, Dean, would he have it? Can we ring him?
I don't know. It's an old mate.
Okay, fair enough. Well, there you go. But the call is out there. If you've got an answering machine that we could call and record, we could have a bit of a competition going for the world's best answering machine.
Preferably toilet-based.
Oh, probably not, actually. I want to
We're
move
going to
away
stay
from
on
this
topic
as quickly
here,
as
Phil. We're going to
possible.
stay on topic. This is an important topic.
Oh, dear. Well, Dean, thank you for sharing, I think. Appreciate you giving us a call.
No worries. See you.
Thanks, Dean. Bye. There you go. I'm very concerned. It's amazing anyone survived early Australia, actually.
It is, isn't it?
Through. Oh, dear. But if you've got a tall toilet tale for us, and I can stop saying that, 1-800-316 316, or send us through a text. Andy, do you want to sing the text line for us?
0447 488 316.
That's the number that you text.
On the Rise and Shine
Breakfast team. You do it so slowly.
I should get paid for it, shouldn't I?
Well, it's almost like it's your job. But anyway, coming up next, I've got Tim standing by. I wonder this time, he's talking about a job to do with toilets. Might be possibly, if you're thinking, hey, I've got a tough job, Tim's got a tougher one for you. Coming up next, Rise and Shine.
Subscribe and listen to the Rise and Shine podcast in the free Vision app. It's easy and available everywhere.
That is Zach Williams. Fear is a liar. Zach's interrupting the beginning of my talk.
Got a nice pause towards the end there, doesn't it, Phil? Sucks us in every time.
Oh, dear, Zach. There you go. I might write to him and say, could you be more obvious? It's Rise and Shine. Phil and Andy with
Here
you this
he
morning.
is, a liar. Sorry, I thought it was still ending.
It would be so great if he just popped up again every now and again.
Here he is, a liar. He is. He's popping up in my
It's
head.
like, Zach, you had your 4 minutes. Now it's time for us to chat. Oh, dear. Look, but we are chatting this morning. I don't really mind being interrupted because this topic is not one that we would have picked for the day. It's just evolved really out of the mind of Andy because he was concerned about Robbo. It's a tale.
It's a tale.
There was a tale told on Friday from Robbo about toilet brushes.
Yes, it was quite a tale.
He's collecting these toilet brushes that were used by previous owners of the house. And as a result, we're talking all things toilet today.
Yeah. It's almost like the toilet brush, Phil, is the only link we have to our past in Australia, which involved outback toilets and dashes in the night with spiders and snakes and frogs and different things. So it's like that's the only link because life today is so clean and clinical and sanitised, isn't it?
Well, it is. And look, we've put the call out there. Do you have a tall toilet tale? We've got texts that are coming in about all sorts of animals and living creatures that are inhabiting, I'm inhibited, but inhabiting the toilet.
And I introduced you to a new song. There was
You
a redback
did.
on
That's
the toilet.
very good. I mean,
did
it's
you
great
enjoy that,
consent.
Phil?
Well, it's not on the playlist, but no, it's a tale. Everything about this is actually quite concerning. But we have put the call out there, 1-800-316 316. If you've got a tall toilet tale for us, and Tim, you're on the line, I think possibly with the worst job in the world. Tell us your toilet tale.
Oh, look, I can do several.
Oh, no. What's happening in your toilet?
We're just waiting for the story, brother. Tell us.
Green tree frogs. When we moved to where we are now, but also when I was 5 years old, the outside dunnies.
Oh.
Tell us that one. That's got to be a good one.
I haven't even seen an outdoor dunny, so the whole thing terrifies me, this idea of outdoor toilets.
Phil's lived a sheltered life in New Zealand and Australia. She's lived in the big cities, mate. Tell us the outback dunny story. What is it?
Hello, yes.
Yeah, what have you got for us, Tim?
Okay. About 15 years ago, we moved to in behind the Sunshine Coast.
Oh, yeah.
And to a house with an old house with no screens on the windows and hadn't been lived in for a couple of years. And we had an army of frogs in the toilet all the time.
Oh, an army.
Green tree frogs.
Yeah.
And, you know, they'd crawl up under where you flush the toilet around the rim,
Yeah.
and you press the button, and you see these little feet trying to keep up. And then sometimes it'd be too gross to get them out of the water, and they'd just get flushed, but then they'd reappear. They'd crawl out.
They're like little scuba divers, like little frogmen.
Little legs. I'm just imagining these green little legs. At least they weren't cane toads. I mean, that would be terrible.
Oh, no. Green tree frogs.
They're quite cute, actually.
Very cute, actually. Yes. Some people don't like them, but too bad.
I still don't know if I want them in my toilet, though.
but also, when I was little, the place that Dad built a toilet outside the back. It was a modern flush toilet, but it was outside. And, they were criticised for having the toilet so close to the house.
Oh.
Because it just wasn't the done thing, you know.
Even though it was a flush toilet.
But then at 5 years old, we moved to a different farm, and it had a bucket toilet quite some distance from the house.
A bucket toilet. So it was in a bucket.
It was, yeah. So every week, Dad had to dig this massive hole in the garden.
Oh.
To bury its contents.
Wow.
And it was a very productive garden.
I reckon the veggies would have grown really well on that place, didn't they?
I don't know if that's... Yeah, right.
And what I liked about it was the wooden seat, because it wasn't freezing cold.
Oh, that's nice. Luxury.
Yes, it wouldn't.
Might have been in a bucket.
Also, I remember one time coming from there and stepping over a snake. So
it wasn't
Tim! A snake in the toilet. It wasn't a redback. It was just.
It just sounds
straight over a snake at 5 years old.
No wonder Aussies are so tough.
But they used to be in the old
if
days.
If they had to, I mean, just going to the toilet was that much trauma. No wonder.
If you could live to be
As a
18,
nation.
you spent 18 years going on Outback Dunny, Phil. You were tough.
Tim, brilliant. Love your stories. Thank you for calling.
No worries.
Have a great day.
Bye.
There you go. If you're going off to a hard job today, I reckon that's your inspiration. It could be worse.
Yeah.
That's got to be a pretty hardcore job.
It was hardcore, Phil. These were the days when there was no welfare in Australia too. Like there was no free money from the government. You had to work to survive. So people just did whatever they had to do to survive. And again, great work ethic in the old days, Phil.
Great work ethic. It had to be done. Amazing. Well, there you go. Those are some tall toilet tales. If you've got another one for us, I reckon we've got time maybe for one more of those, or you can send us a text. But coming up next, we are going to beat the toaster, and I'll be thankful for the change of pace. We're checking in with the news headlines now, though, on Rise and Shine.
Brought to you by the generosity of Vision family members across Australia and around the world. The Rise and Shine podcast.
Beat the toaster.
That's right. And on the line, we have got Zena in Bowen. Morning, Zena. How you doing?
Good morning. Very well, thank you.
We're very excited.
Zena, can I ask, how many times in your life have you been called Zena the Princess Warrior?
Oh, too many times.
Too many times. Yeah, well, she should be named after you. It's not the other way around.
And everyone that says it to you probably thinks they're the first one that's ever said
hilarious.
it to you. That's right.
Yes, I was the first.
Well,
Yeah,
Zena,
that's right.
I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say, Zena, have you had your breakfast this morning? And if so, what did you have?
No, I have not had my breakfast.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
You're going in cold.
If you were to have had your breakfast
going in
and
cold.
if you were to have had toast, what would you have put on your toast?
Vegemite.
Ooh,
Yeah,
veggie.
I'm with you. Straight hardcore Vegemite.
Any margarine or butter underneath or just straight veggie?
Oh, butter. You gotta
you
have
do
butter.
do the butter.
How good is butter and
Yeah.
Vegemite on? What sort
You
of
know-
bread? Have you got a bread preference? What sort of bread are you thinking?
Multigrain.
Oh, yes.
Do you know the
Yes.
best thing at all about that
Oh,
breakfast
multigrain.
is that unlike what Andy's eating right now in the studio, it doesn't make any noise when you eat toast with Vegemite on it. When you eat country nut cornflakes, which is what he's nibbling on, it makes a racket. It's disgusting. But there you go, the best
I
thing.
think toast actually is a bit crunchy too,
Not
Phil. I
really.
think you'd hear the
You
sourdough
can do that more silently.
getting crunched.
But anyway, here we go. We've got this
We
toaster.
digress.
We'll have 60 seconds, and your letter today is going to be A for aardvark. I don't know.
Well, it's not A for Xena, is it?
It's the opposite.
It's not
the opposite
A
level
for
of the.
princess, and it's not A for warrior. And no, I'm not going to say that either. I didn't say that.
Hard one, eh?
Is that okay? We haven't had no one's ever rejected a letter before. But
Well, and you're not going to be able to reject it because it is A. We've locked it in. We've locked in. We're committed.
okay.
We're committed to A.
Okay, then Andy, take it
Xena,
away.
are you ready, Xena? You have 60 seconds, Zena, to answer 10 questions, and your time starts now.
Things you keep in the fridge.
Apples.
A colour.
No, pass.
An occupation.
Astronomer.
Something you take camping. Yeah? That's quite hard, actually.
Something to take camping. No, pass.
An illness or disease.
An illness or disease. Wow.
Sorry.
No, pass.
A TV show? Or a movie? I'll take a movie, just anything with an A.
Oh, my goodness. This is too hard.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay, a sport or game?
Sport or game? No.
Okay, a popular...
You know what,
Just anything
Zena,
starting with an A.
because you got a cool name, I'm going to give you that sound
Just anything with an A in it.
to encourage you. Ready? Because you are a winner today.
You're a winner.
Not
you are.
on paper,
Not on.
but you're a winner because you really tried hard, and I'm
not
going
give
to
up.
give you the encouragement award there.
You did.
You know what? I should have had my breakfast.
If you had breakfast, if you'd had the Vegemite on toast. Some of them are easier and harder than others.
They were hard.
How do you reckon you would have gone, Andy?
Oh, I don't think I could win.
Oh, there you go.
I'm with Zena.
Well, you are a winner because
I'm with Zena, who's not the Princess Warrior. Just Zena.
Zena.
Just a straight
But
Zena.
she's a winner because she's driving now in Bowen to go and oversee the ocean.
There you go.
You're going to look for whales, is that right?
Yes, I'm here looking at the ocean.
Oh,
yeah.
well, you're beating us right there.
So we've
You are the winner.
Yeah, we've really, we've got a hold of you when all you're thinking about is whales and oceans and
We should have done W and then you'd be
plankton and water spouts and.
What I actually rang you for was the toilet one. Not for the toast.
Yeah, okay.
You got a toilet towel as
Have
well.
you got a toilet towel as well as this?
Oh, yes. My dad used to do, when the old dunnies?
Mm.
Yeah, so my dad used to do the old dunny run. So he used to pick up those old big pot things full of...
Yeah.
Did he do that?
He was the dunny man.
Did he
Yes,
like
he
his
was
work?
the
Was his
dunny
job satisfaction high?
I tell you, he used to get up early in the morning. That's what we remembered as kids. And then he'd come home and we'd all just quickly go somewhere because it was stinky. He used to stink when he'd come home.
I wonder if I was, would he run up and try and give you a hug? Like you can just imagine some dads.
Yeah, we were gone.
You were gone.
Here's a question. You may not be able to remember this, but was he ever sick, or was he just the best immune system in the world?
yeah.
He could never get sick.
No, my dad was amazing.
Yeah.
He was so good. He used to work, about 3 jobs. When we were growing up, so he'd just do that early in the morning. Then he'd go out to the farms and work in the farms, and then
I'm thinking there was a correlation there. I'm thinking his immune system was just 100% as good as could be. Yep.
The old Johnny man.
God bless him, hey? God bless him.
Well, we are going to let you go and enjoy that ocean. Zena, thank you. You're a legend.
Thank you, guys.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
Talking toilets this morning.
Got me thinking, Phil.
It's caught Andy's imagination, as you may. And look, I've got Christine standing by. Christine, what's your toilet tale for us?
Well, I think growing up, we were the last house in town to get a flushing toilet. So we had the toilet up the back, and it was redback, spiders, flies. There was no need for toilet brushes. I think we were made tough back then, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Freezing cold of winter. I mean, it was -5 this morning and we've got no hot water. So, but we've got like a flushing toilet inside. But growing up, that's not what I grew up with. And Dad, if I had to go to the toilet through the night, Dad would have to sort of stand on our back veranda and shine the torch so that I could run up and go. I just think we're bred tough.
It's a whole family ordeal, actually, the toilet run.
Wow. It was. Yeah.
Oh, everything.
In the end, the man didn't actually come to empty it because they used to send people around to empty the the cans because they were literally a can. And then in the end, like, they weren't doing that anymore, so my dad just had to take it and bury it up the backyard.
Yeah, right.
God bless him.
And in the end, he did get a flushing toilet, but part of it was him too.
I would say I would do anything in my power to get a flushing toilet. If that technology was existing, right? I'd be first on.
It was very exciting. Like, when I look back, I think my kids have not got any memories like that, honestly.
No, well, do you remember the first flush, Christine? Like, was the whole family in there the first time you actually pushed the button?
No, not at all. It's just, it's one of them things because my parents divorced when I was about 4, so my mum had a flushing toilet, but he didn't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
yeah,
okay.
So it was just one of them things, you know, like...
Did you have veggies growing up the back as well, up where
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
The waste was buried?
There was a veggie patch around.
Well, I bet they were good veggies too, weren't they?
Did they have a slight taste to them or they were fine?
I don't know, but honestly, it's just like, you just don't realise, you think, oh my gosh, the things that we take for granted.
I will today, all through the day, I'll be saying praise to God as I flush my toilet, going, I'm so thankful that I live right now and right here.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Well, you know what? I used to take my kids camping, and we would, camp where there's no toilets, and they'd have to learn how to dig a little hole with a shovel and go to the toilet in the country style. And I think it's good for them. And they're robust kids. They can travel overseas and not be fazed by these sort of things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I know. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I must admit, growing up in a country town and then going to the city, this is another thing, going to the city and seeing some of the signs on the doors for how to use a toilet, and I'm like, what? What?
You need instructions for this?
Like that?
Oh, dear Christine, brilliant. You've taken us to a different time and place this morning. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, and I've got Ruth standing by as well. What's your toilet tale?
So I was probably about 17 years old. We lived out west. We had an outdoor toilet with over the top of a hole, and went to the toilet in the middle of the night. And when you opened the door of the toilet to go into it, you stood beside the frame of the toilet. Turned round after closing the door, and there's a great big brown snake curled up on top of the toilet.
On the toilet?
Ruth, this is like my worst.
So what did you do?
So I don't know how I got out of there without standing beside the toilet seat, but I did, and I screamed and woke my brothers up, and they came roaring out of their rooms, what? Anyway, Dad had given us a 310 shotgun to use while we were away on snake.
Yeah.
And we hadn't had a chance to use that. So my brothers and I and my sister, we proceeded to throw rocks at the snake until it was outside, and then we gave it a friendly tap with some pellets.
Yeah.
Because you're not allowed to kill snakes, of course. So we set him free with some lead pellets in him and enjoyed the experience.
So
How old were you?
Yeah, how old were you?
About 17, so that's
so you were
40 years ago.
So can I ask, so when the thing was coiled, was it not looking at you? It was asleep, was it?
It was sitting there eyeing me off.
Oh, it was watching you as you closed the door.
Because probably it liked the toilet. Would have been warm and...
Tell you what.
It would have been lovely and warm.
Yeah.
But, not for me.
I mean,
no, that's just horrific.
God must have had a plan for you, because that thing could have bitten you easily at that stage, couldn't it? Because you were threatening it. You were in its space.
Oh.
Yeah.
With the door closed.
Nick was cornered as well, so... yeah.
Did you...
It would have been a long ride for me to get help that night, so...
Yeah.
I've got a couple of experiences where I met with snakes and God protected, so...
But that one's the worst. I mean, that's everyone's worst nightmare going to an outback dunny, is that there's a snake in there. And
it's a deadly one.
In your case, you've rushed in there because you're desperate to go and the snake's there already.
Everything about this story is
And well,
concerning.
the good part about the story, Phil, is they didn't kill the snake. They just invested a few lead pellets in it just to send it a little message. Don't come back now.
You hear?
It was free forever.
It was free forever. God bless it. God bless it.
It never came back to the toilet.
Who knows where it went to? A much happier place,
You probably never looked the same at that toilet again.
That's an awesome story.
Oh, Ruth.
Well done, Ruth.
That would stick with me for life, I think. But thank you.
There you go, Phil. Introduction to Australian history.
I am so glad that I was not an Australian back in the day. That I don't know why, I've always had a flushing toilet.
Well, country people still have to deal with snakes, but fortunately, most of them don't have outback toilets anymore, so that's one area where you don't have to think about snakes.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a Brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily podcast.
I have found Laverton, which reminded me of our talk topic today.
Well,
Laverton, it's got that lav in it.
Lav can go either way, can't it, Phil? Where is Laverton, though? Sounds
Laverton's,
nice.
it's on the way to the Goldfields. So it's part of the Goldfield Shire or area of WA. And it's, if you imagine just going really inland in WA, that's where it would be. So from Kalgoorlie, you'd go up and you'd end up at Laverton.
Sounds like a combo of lavender and a Lamington to me.
Yeah, I can see that. But I think it's like gold rush sort of an area.
Golden
So the
them
gold
hills.
fields. That's right. Or in that plain, I think is more what it is, in the red dirt. It would have been actually, of all the gold rush places, red dirt Australia would have been one of the messiest to be digging for gold. There you go. That's just a thought. But the weather in Laverton today, 12 degrees right now, heading to 24, increasing sunshine, it says. So if you're not happy with the amount of sunshine you got right now, it's increasing throughout the day in Laverton as you listen along to Vision, and we're glad you're part of the Vision family.
Yeah, those gold rush days, Phil, there must have been a bit of gold come out of the ground because I went to Bendigo on the weekend from Melbourne.
Yeah.
2 hours out of Melbourne.
Because you can gold pan there.
Huge churches, huge buildings. You can see the wealth in that town. So a lot of gold must have come out of the ground and brought a lot of prosperity to Australia in those early days.
No, it's interesting. And 88 FM, there's now gold in the air. As Vision
Spiritual
broadcast.
gold, Phil.
Spiritual gold.
I love it. Okay, so I'm still in Psalm 3. I'm now up to verse 5. I lay down and slept. Now, hopefully we're all waking up now. I awoke, for the Lord sustained me. That's a good promise right there. I lay down and slept, and I awoke, for the Lord sustained me.
That is one that you can use. We've used it with our children. I lay down in my head and sleep in peace. For the Lord my God makes me dwell in safety is another one. They are great promises from God. That's not just for King David or anyone else, but actually for you. And so you can have that. I would write it down. I'd pop it next to my bed if I was having trouble with sleeping. Say, God, you promised this to me. Thank you that as I lay my head down tonight, I will sleep in peace, for you are making me safe.
Amen.
There you go.
Good promise.
It's good to have promises.
It is.
I was just looking at mine actually as I was leaving, getting ready this morning. In my wardrobe, there's a wall of promises, and just a couple of them popped out, and I was like, "Oh, praise God for His word." And it's a bit messy, like it's my handwritten notes on the wall.
Oh, so I was going to ask that. So you've written them by hand, or you've typed, or computer
I
printout?
could have typed them, but no, I chose to handwrite them because for me it's more meaningful,
more personal.
I see myself and I'm like, I wrote that. I've remembered it, and it helps me to process it. So, but you could do it more. I mean, I could have. I had thought about typing them all out and putting them in a pretty frame or something, but I think the rawness of it might help the process.
It's good.
There you go. Coming up next, we are actually going to tell you about something very important coming up in the Life of Vision this Thursday. There's always there's lots of tears that come with this. That's just from myself. I don't know, Andy, if you are a bit of a tearer.
I can cry at times.
We'll have a special guest here on Thursday. We're going to tell you all about it.
We're caffeinated and ready to face the day. This is Rise and Shine on Vision.
We have a really important day here in the Life of Vision. It's Take Away Hunger Day. It's Thursday, the August the 21st. And on that day, we're going to be bringing a focus onto people who you often don't think about as we're eating our breakfast or whatever it might be. And that's these wonderful refugee children, particularly in Uganda and Africa, who are fleeing from some incredible tragedies. And some of the stories always, as a mum, I find them actually really hard to be made aware of. You need to, though. But there's this incredible organisation, Feed the Hungry, and they go in when everyone else, I guess, is trying to get out, and they're able to feed these kids when they turn up, often with nothing else but the clothes on their back. Even then, they're ripped to shreds, and they feed them for $6 a day Australian. It's
pretty
amazing.
good. And it's not just Vision listeners, but this is Australia-wide. Feed the Hungry are doing a huge campaign so that all across Australia we can support these kids and actually help feed them in a very practical way. So we're going to be talking about that this week, aren't we, Phil?
That's right. And the goal is 35,000 children for Vision Family to get involved to feed on Thursday on Takeaway Hunger Day. And we've already got some people who are jumping in early at vision.org.au. And when you do, you're going to be helping children like this.
I'm by the name Isaac Dictor, and I'm 16 years old. I want to be a doctor. I would like to help people save their lives.
If you consider a child like Isaac often be 2 days without eating anything, and I think about what are the chances of him achieving his dreams when he's struggling just to find a meal?
I feel like dying because a human being cannot stay without eating. That is impossible. So if you bring the food that you are bringing to us, so we shall stay alive.
Feed the Hungry has always started with a very simple idea that there are children that are hungry and have no one to help them. We want to see them established enough so that they can build their own futures. That's why we provide our meals in a school environment. We all understand that education is the key to escaping the poverty cycle. But for these children who don't have meals, how can you possibly concentrate? So that's a very key part of all of our feeding programs. It seems so simple, $6 to provide a meal for a child in a school for a whole month, but it really unlocks so much more.
Feed the Hungry is important to us at school because they are giving us food that we need. Thank you for everyone who's contributing to Feed the Hungry.
And that is the voice of Isaac and Ben Evans, who's the CEO of Feed the Hungry. And I actually really love every time we get to hear from Ben because his heart is just so towards these incredible children like Isaac. He wants to be a doctor.
Yeah, no.
But to hear a child say, if I don't get the food, I can't concentrate, I can't learn. And to imagine children being so hungry that without Feed the Hungry, they just would not have any food.
Yeah, and the other great thing about Feed the Hungry Fella, it's a very Christian organisation started by the late Dr. Lester Sumrall, who was an evangelist,
that's right.
Preached the gospel all over the world, and he sort of started Feed the Hungry as an arm of his ministry, but his ministry was started by a man who had a passion to preach. I don't know if you know his story. He was in the Philippines as a missionary, as a young guy, and God used him to deliver a woman that was quite demon-possessed, and that made him kind of famous across America, that story. And from that, he had this platform into America and all around the world. So the other great thing about supporting this is that it's not just an organisation feeding, it's an organisation preaching as well. So these kids get to hear the gospel.
And they work through local churches, which I think when we speak to Ben later in the week and to others from Feed the Hungry, it's pretty cool that they're actually connecting in with pastors, and we get to chat to some of those pastors about the work that they're doing. They have a heart to help the kids who are coming their way, but then they're actually empowered to do that through the work of Feed the Hungry. If you want to jump in early, you go to vision.org.au and you can find there's a banner. But it's a great opportunity as well if you're having brekkie this morning or on the school run to have a chat with your kids and say, hey, as a family, this is $6. I wonder how many kids could we as a family support and feed? What a great opportunity to chat with your kids about that as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Phil.
It's coming up on Thursday. It'll sound a bit different. Takeaway Hunger Day.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.